No, no. Zelanus was bewildered. His consciousness was muddled, struggling to comprehend the unfolding events. Then, Zegion ceased his actions. Zelanus crouched, spewing blood. Zegion looked down, a cold gaze in his eyes. Unhesitant as a parent, Zegion had escaped to this cardinal world while safeguarding a pedo because Zelanus treated Zegion and others as expendable pawns. Though revenge wasn't his intent, circumstances led to this fate. Despite the severe injuries inflicted upon Zelanus, they weren't fatal. Time would heal him. Recognizing this, Zegion prepared to unleash his full power for the finishing blow, a dimensional storm capable of obliterating all existence. Zelanus lacked the strength to prevent it. Shattered exoskeleton, limbs torn, Zelanus uttered these words with all his might. Unmoved, Zegion responded to his plea. Wait. If you're begging for your life, it's not worth it. No, my son, you've won. I accept and entrust you with this. Zelanus entrusted Zegion with his life, the Sephirot, capable of inheriting the power of his lineage. He could do the opposite, transfer his authority. But this could only occur at the moment of his death, the instant of his extinction. For Zelanus, that time had come. It was the moment to admit defeat and pass on the right to the throne, a coronation for a new creator god. Nonsense. I'm offering my body to the god Rimuru-sama. I have no intention of succeeding to the throne. Your ambitions will be crushed here. I don't care. Leave your life as you wish, my son. I am satisfied. My wish to surpass my parents may not have come true, but my son has surpassed me, and my wish is fulfilled. These were Insect Lord Zelanus's last words. Sustained by the power of authority, he concluded the inheritance of his wish, as if breaking the curse with his own hands. Foolish. Father, please rest in peace. While death doesn't absolve all sins, Zegion forgave Zelanus. Apido joined Zegion in silent prayer. The karmic chain between father and son was neatly severed. In the control room, a stunned silence gripped everyone. The Insect Lord Zelanus, the embodiment of despair, had been defeated so decisively that it left everyone in awe. I'm afraid of Zegion, aren't I? Ramiris whispered, and Benimaru nodded in agreement. What is he? How can he remain so composed after using that power? Benimaru acknowledged Zegion's exceptional fighting ability, but the current battle exceeded all expectations. The victory over Zelanus, though deemed a miracle, appeared so one-sided and overwhelming that it seemed almost inevitable. If you had to face him, Benimaru, do you think you could have beaten him? Do you even need to ask? Benimaru responded vaguely, reluctant to admit defeat. As the true commander entrusted by Rimuru with Tempest's military, he wasn't one to concede easily. However, at least, I doubt we could defeat the Zegion we just witnessed. Benimaru honestly expressed his reservations. Meanwhile, the operator measuring existence values was so astonished that they couldn't utter a word, their mouth hanging open, yet no one took notice. Name, Zegion. Existence value, 68,889,143. Race, Divine Insect. Supreme Chaos Spirit, Water Spirit Insect. Blessing, Rimiru's Blessing. Title, Mist Lord. Magic, Water Spirit Magic. Skill, Ultimate Skill Illusion King Mephisto. Zegion's ultimate skill includes Thought Acceleration, Demon Lord Haki, Universal Perception, Spacetime Manipulation, Water and Lightning Domination, Multidimensional Barrier, Mental Control, All of Creation, World of Illusion and Life Domination. Dino and his group were equally astounded by the outcome. Why are you pinching my cheek? Oh, it's not a dream. I thought it was a nightmare too, but it seems to be real. No, listen, I'm in pain. Pico pinched Dino's cheek to ascertain the reality of the scene before him. The only one protesting against this method was Dino himself, who felt the pinch's pain. Can you stop playing around and tell us what happened? Mai urged Dino to share the details, sensing that something significant had occurred. Mai couldn't believe her eyes upon seeing the Insect Lord Zelanus lying on the ground. How could such a formidable warrior be defeated? Despite Zegion's prowess, there seemed to be an unfathomable gap between them. Well, that's the thing. In truth, Dino wasn't sure either. He had no explanation for Zegion's rapid increase in power, due to the weapon. But that can't be the sole reason, can it? So, I can only assume he did something. When in trouble, blame Rimuru. Somehow, it makes sense. As I think about it, I realize how peculiar that slime is. To affirm this, Diablo proclaimed with an ecstatic expression on his face. Ah, Rimuru-sama is fantastic. You knew this would happen from the moment you met Zegion. Dino found Diablo's words incomprehensible. The dilemma was whether to entertain the conversation or not. Diablo, in this Rimuru-sama praising mode, couldn't cease talking. However, he appeared to be privy to some information, sparking Dino's curiosity. Hey, can you explain it to me too? Dino inquired boldly, but Diablo responded coldly. he replied with a serious demeanor, causing Dino to exclaim, "What? You fool! Why would I share this excitement with you?" Diablo was adamant about keeping the secret of his power under wraps. In essence, Zegion's survival against the energy of Rimiru's nihility collapse was due to Rimuru cells within his body. Diablo, initially questioning Zegion's sanity, realized that a percentage of Zegion's composition included Rimiru's cells, a fact Rimuru might have been aware of when saving Zegion. While Diablo tended to embellish the narrative, Zegion's safety ultimately relied on the fortuitous transformation of these cells, allowing him to withstand the destructive energy. Despite the lack of a solid basis for Zegion's confidence in Rimuru, the results spoke for themselves, burying the matter in obscurity after Diablo's inquiry was stifled. Unaware of this, Dino was taken aback by the rejection. He had anticipated Diablo's usual Rimuru praising, but instead, he received a chilly response. "Isn't it awful?" "Well, Diablo, lucky he didn't give you a beating." "Yeah, exactly. Right?" Dino attempted consolation, but his efforts fell flat. Observing Dino's pitiable state, Mai let out a hefty sigh. A sense of relaxation fills the labyrinth as they believe overcoming Insect Lord Zelanus ensures their safety. However, Vega, a sinister figure, still survives. Pinned to the labyrinth's ceiling wall and appearing half-dead, Vega curses those who wronged him. Zelanus's intervention spared him, and now, while regaining strength, Vega secretly activates his ultimate skill, Evil Dragon King Dahaka. Absorbing power from the Evil Dragon King, he takes advantage of the labyrinth's connection caused by Zelanus. Unfortunately, due to Zelanus's threat, Labyrinth's surveillance focused on him, allowing Vega to remain unnoticed. No one is aware of Vega's existence or that he's alive, thanks to his elusive presence and the disruption caused by Zegion's energy. Currently, only the bait, Zelanus's defeated body, lies in the labyrinth's center after Zegion and Apito departed from the Colosseum. Vega, though cautious, dismissed his concerns. To him, seizing the overwhelming power of Zelanus meant that Zegion would be no match, especially now that Zegion appeared exhausted. Likely a result of exerting excessive power against Zelanus, Zegion's movements had become sluggish. Given this, it was not the time to hesitate. This moment presented Vega's optimal opportunity. "Let's go, Evil Dragon Spawn," Vega exclaimed, summoning 4 Evil Dragon Spawn, the maximum he could create simultaneously. He directed them to wreak havoc as they pleased. Although Dino and the others were present, Vega viewed them as good as traitors. They did not attack the weakened Zegion but seemed to be cooperating with each other. Vega observed the unfolding events, contemplating how advantageous they could be for him. Then, fortune smiled upon Vega, and circumstances aligned in his favor. One of the evil dragon spawn was mistakenly directed towards Diablo, and in an instant, Diablo vanished it. Another one wandered off independently, departing from the hierarchy. The remaining 2 began wreaking havoc within the hierarchy. Vega seized the opportunity, disregarding the chaos, and made a beeline for Zelanus, heedless of appearances and consequences. Infinite Eater. Vega successfully consumed Zelanus's lifeless body. Malice bared its fangs. I'd like to give a big shout out to my top Patreon supporters: Big Boy J, Cheesebean, Kevin Matthew, Davon, Corrido, Jason Torres, and Edward Balestream. I also want to acknowledge our top commenter of the week. Thank you all for tuning in. I'll be back with more content soon, so make sure to hit that subscribe button.